Thank you to GameWare Create for being a channel partner. Looking for a Kickstarter game you missed or 3D printed minis? GameWare Create has a huge selection available, all at a fair price. Use the link in the description below to check out all that GameWare Create has to offer. What's up, Rockstars? How's it going? Today, I get to unbox, finally, the package that Alex from Board Game Co. sent me. Why is this so special? Why is it already open up? I'll explain in just a moment. As always, I'd like to start today with a quick thank you to my sponsors for today's video. You guys, my patrons and YouTube members, thank you so much for your financial support. If you'd like to give, there is a link down below. I greatly appreciate it. Even for $1 a month, it may mean a little to you, but it means a lot to me. Again, thank you so much to them. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. Now, it's already a little open, and the reason is because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a bomb. No, I'm kidding, Alex. No, I just needed to make sure. I have 5 packages here, and I just needed to figure out what's what so that I could prepare myself mentally for what's going on and really actually just schedule some time to actually unbox it, because the size doesn't always matter, if you know what I mean. So we're going to open this up and take a look inside. Now, I have not looked past this, so I'm excited to kind of see what the shape of this is. I will be judging Alex's packing ability throughout the entire thing, actually. So, no, that's not true. All right, so we got baggies here with some styrofoam. These are just minis in here. Looks like that's kind of how they're trying to protect them there. So we'll look at those top down once I get everything out of this big box here and kind of look at things. I'm seeing some nasty guys, that's for sure. There's like some weird spider Cthulhu squid things going on here. And then inside, you can already kind of see it. Upside down to me, Agemonia. This is a lot skinnier than I thought it'd be, but it's really heavy. It's like super dense. So right off the bat, obviously prototype, but I really like how this kind of stands out. I don't have anything else with this kind of art style on the box, so I do appreciate that. It's the same on the front and the back. It's got a nice kind of smooth finish, actually. It's a wrap is what they do on that, and they kind of glue this picture on top of a normal cardboard box. It says tutorial box on it. But you can kind of see that glue job here. Again, we'll look at everything top down. I'll show everything. I'm just going to take a quick look here at what we have. Let's see. We have a combat reference sheet. That would be super useful. And a player reference sheet. I'll enjoy that. We got I was hoping this was a love letter. No, this is an errata and FAQ here, which is great for that. Okay, we got a ringed binder for the tutorial book. So that's kind of nice. And it has like the scenarios there. We got a combat reference and another player reference. We got 2 of those. We have a rules reference on the back. Quick look for an index. No index, at least not in the very back. But again, prototype, there's room to improve, of course, like adding an index. Either way, this actually looks fully colored, looks laid out. There's some kind of symbology here. We got little highlights and stuff like that. Looks good. Again, we'll look at this top down just a moment here. Bright color cards. I can tell you that much. That's for sure. There's a lot of color in this. Then let's see. We got some player tokens or player boards, dual layered here. Very nice. This is already nicer than a lot of stuff you'll get at like and a lot of those retail boxes are a little bit cheaper. Yeah, no, it looks good. Like all that. We got some already looks like plastic tokens here, so that's cool. We got some dice, very colorful. I appreciate that. Looks like we have some more dual layer boards here. So we'll be taking a look at that, of course. We got some big cards here. Lots of big cards. Some thick cardboard tokens here. Little gems and whatnot. This is quite the wood, colored wood. Quite the prototype, actually. I'm truly impressed with this. Wasn't exactly expecting on this. These are the little things, obviously, you slot in some of those. We got some coins. We got some standees. And that's it. And then, of course, the minis. So let's go ahead and dive in top down and take a look at everything. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. I'm pretty excited. So, again, this cardboard is actually, like, really sturdy. Like, I'm really impressed with the cardboard. Really am on that. It's pretty darn impressive. Okay, so we got these errata things. I'm not too concerned with that. This is like an addition to, because it was, actually printed out here. some about achievements and demon slayers, and kind of specifies that. Super useful, especially for early reviews, to be up to date on stuff, especially in print. It's kind of more convenient than either texting the person or shooting email or looking up online or whatever it might be. Some combat reference stuff. It looks like we have very little when it comes to, I would say symbology, right? I mean, we got 1 level above the ground, 2 levels above the ground. It's kind of a one-off thing. That's fine. That's whatever. And then melee ranged magic, and I mean that's mostly it. I'm seeing some arrow downs and some like lightning bolts here, and a little heart here, stuff like that. Okay, here's a bit more here. We have movement, which is a little footprint. Recover, 2 different kinds. There's an arrow down, but in a square thing. Here's another arrow down here. This is, I guess, showing different story card symbols there. That's where a lot of that kind of symbology is. Otherwise, I mean, either way, in total, that's just not a whole lot at all, so that's totally fine. We'll get into the minis after this, of course. So, looking at this again, this is all the same, and it's 2-sided here, and it's okay. This one seems thicker than the others, which is kind of interesting. Like, this one's much flimsier. This is each of these prototypes are always kind of interesting. Looks like a spot for cards there and some dice or something. Okay, before we do that, let me go ahead and I just kind of shoved everything back in here, didn't I? Okay, same thing here. This is just for another player, so very useful on both sides of the table. Typically is where I put that. Okay, tutorial rules. Look at that. They even have like the date printed there. That's very convenient. On the back, we have a rules reference right on the back here, so that's nice too. With tutorial 1, tutorial 2, and tutorial 1 again. How are there 2 tutorial 1s? So that's cool. That's nice to see. Kind of just for us to use. The tutorial people. That's super nice. But I mean, again, this looks really nice. Like, I didn't look over it too much, but one thing I will say is I really like when a component overview shows a component with a name. I say this all the time, but in case this is your first time seeing me talk about this, really helpful so that I know when you talk about 14 injury cards, you mean these cards specifically. You don't mean these cards. You don't mean these cards or these. I know this is initiative, this is fate, this is item, this is injury, this is condition. That's super helpful to know. Or when you say that I have 3 black clap mushrooms, you mean this one, or whatever it might be. It's really helpful to have the labels with the image, so I really get a sense of it. Additionally, it allows me to get some kind of context, right? Because this is the first thing you typically see, and so when I'm going to go and read the rule book, I'll often go back to look at this, right? Okay, they just mentioned injury cards. Okay, they mean these. That's right. And then I'll go back. I do that all the time when reading, so that's really helpful. The difference, because I believe there was not an index here. No index, okay? So the difference between a table of contents and an index is a table of contents is just your header, first of all. And it's just the one page that header starts on. Whereas the index is more of a lookup. It's alphabetical order. It's not based off your headers, but based off of subjects, and it lists every page that subject is mentioned. That's the difference between the two. An index is easy to look up because it's alphabetical, and it ensures that you read every part of it, whether it was in an example, whether it's mentioned here, and then elsewhere over here in more detail, or whatever it might be. Really helpful to have an index eventually there. But yeah, I mean, this looks really, really nice. I mean, it looks like it's kind of setting you up through, okay, here's how this works, here's how this works, and it's kind of taking you through the motions. And then it looks like you kind of dive deeper afterwards. So it's a very high level from the looks of it, very text heavy. But see, now it's tutorial 2. So now this is like the tutorial 2 rulebook. So you really kind of use this to kind of set everything up, which is kind of interesting. That's I guess one way to do it, and why this is so big. So it's not like I'm assuming not a super complex game. Some reminders after tutorial 3, and then what's next. That's kind of interesting. I like seeing that. It's kind of okay, setting up. Okay, what comes after this? I like that. One thing I do see, the tutorial will guide you through the first 3 scenarios. So we'll guide you through it and teach it. I like that. That's pretty cool. I think more games need a tutorial. One of the hardest things for me is remembering the rules. Now look at the tutorial book. On the back, there's nothing there. go on the front. And again, I'm not going to spoil too much here, but it mentions, you know, an app for Google Play and stuff like that, which is kind of nice, or a browser version of it. Anything that's browser based is going to last longer than app based, just because you don't have to update it as much technically, which is useful. And then again, this looks great. Again, it reminds me a little bit of Conan with the kind of odd shaped rooms and the lines separating and all that, or Batman. Gotham City Chronicles does the same thing there. I like the start here. It looks pretty obvious where you do treasure chests and different symbols meaning different things. I'm assuming this is like capacity for how many people can be in each spot, perhaps. And then, you know, here we have an initiative and salvage pile. So it's kind of like this is the map as both of these, not just the one. But that's really cool to kind of see. And then, you know, just more information here. And I haven't read this, so I'll get to it and I'll let you guys know. And then again, this one, again, 2 pages. No initiative here. No card deck here. It's just start here, and it looks like you're just going through, which is kind of cool. You can see some elevation changes there, so that's 1 level above. And then some symbology here as well. Maybe get hurt there or something. Either way, I really dig that. I said that already, just kind of leaping through at the beginning with. That's super cool. All right, let's look at these tokens here, because this is the chips are exciting, right? That's what everybody loves here, is these chips. All right, whoop, and spill them everywhere. Perfect, good, yes, make a mess. Love it. Awesome. All right, whatever. 2-sided. So you can see that. Maybe you flip them sometimes. I don't know. And again, this is obviously still prototype, of course. Color looks good, in my opinion. I think it does anyway. There we go. That should be a little bit better lit up for you. So there's kind of what we have right now. It's actually still quite nice, just like this. Like, I'd be fine with just this. This is great. This is really nice. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, but not too much. Very red hues and blue hues, which is very easily to distinguish between the two without even just looking at the symbol or the kind of design or anything like that. Pretty thick, not really bendy or anything like that. These are very good. This is my one problem with tokens like this. The Mancala tiles and Rising Sun, same thing, is you get some guy that's waiting for his turn and he doesn't realize how annoying this gets 2 hours into the game. And that's all they do. And then you slap it out of his hands and you say, stop doing that. That was loud. Seriously though, don't be that guy. Don't do that. Oh gosh, I'm annoyed myself. That doesn't happen every day. I'm not going to open these up, but these are just solid wood kind of cylinders, which I dig it. The colors are good, I will say. The blue and the purple for me, again, slightly colorblind here, but I can barely tell the difference. I mean, I can tell the difference looking at it here. Looking into my camera, I cannot. Like those, it's real close. And yeah, these are, I have it really well lit now. When we typically play board games, if you're like me, you're not playing in some place that's this well lit. You're not filming it. And so it can get a little hard to tell sometimes. So just as an FYI, as I go and develop it, consider people who are slightly colorblind in different ways. All right, let's take a look at an actual token, like a cardboard token here. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, typical soft, they press it down to kind of cut it so it bends here, then it's a flat edge here. I'm not seeing any, like tags or anything like that, which is quite nice. It's a little off-center. That's pretty typical for a prototype, so I'm not concerned about that at all. And it's fairly light, a little bit of a sponge. It's not the best cardboard ever, but it is far from the worst either. It looks like there's maybe one little line there. Maybe you can see it in between where it was pressed, but that's it. Nothing major. I'm happy with it. We got some bigger ones here. It looks about the same quality though, so I'm not too concerned about it. It looks like just different areas, perhaps. And then I don't know what the numbers are or anything like that. I guess we'll find that out. Here we have just some smaller tokens, and then these are the exact same kind of gems you get in all kinds of games, like whether it's Conan or anything like that. This is the typical kind of gem thing. I'm undecided if I prefer these over like the actual cubes, the acrylic cubes that you can also get, like you see in Batman, for instance. Just to stay consistent in my examples here. These can be kind of cool. But there's something nice about the elegance of just a simple cube as well. So I don't know, I'm undecided. These are kind of easier to pick up maybe sometimes, perhaps. They hurt more when you step on them. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends. If you want people to be punished for stepping on your board game components, well, there you go. Lots of dice. Look at that. That's all right. I shoot with my orc boys, and I miss because I shouldn't be shooting. I'm knocking the camera over and everything. My goodness, what an unboxing! Really like the stark contrast between the white and the red here. Again, these are prototype. This is the little where the runner was right there. That being said, these are actually pretty okay. These are not bad at all. A little kind of fuzziness, right? When they kind of did the paint inside. Good blue, too. That's a nice looking blue. A few scuff marks and whatnot, but the symbols look good. They're very distinct. There are 2 blinks on this one, so good luck with that. And it's like this, so if you happen to roll and it's rolling this way, you have a much unlikelier time than if you're rolling this way, where there's only 1. So I always kind of note when they're together like that, because it can really affect it depending on which way it ends up rolling, like which way you tend to do it or whatever. It can really affect it. Looks like there are no blanks on this one, or I don't really see an X or anything either. So there's that. That being said, that doesn't look like a good symbol. Don't get that symbol. And that's what I roll. Let's look at some standees. Now I did get some minis. Again, we'll look at that in a little bit here. I want to look at number 1. Look at number 1. Looks like these are almost all the same. There's a bigger one here, but I'm not too concerned about showing big versus small. All right, there he is. The art looks great. I do appreciate that. The number there is pretty interesting. It's certainly helpful, right? I imagine because you can have multiple of them. So this is the number 1 to track health and stuff like that. However, it obviously does take up more space too. So it's debatable on whether it would have been nice to maybe have a 1 clip, perhaps, maybe not, or maybe have it smaller. I don't know. Maybe have it on it, or it is what it is. That being said, the mini won't have a 1, so I'll be interested to know how we track that off of the standee. One of the benefits of having something like a standee is you can totally add that 1 on there. Now, with minis, often you could, if you wanted, you could custom do the base. You could do that, so that's always possible. I haven't really seen anybody do it too much, but it's certainly a thing. All right, we're going to get some player boards. We're going to slot some stuff in. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to grab this. We're going to grab this. We're going to go to Funky Town on this. All right. Almost after flooded, and well, bam, I won't after flooded, and now I have grapple. That fits nicely. That is super. That is slick. I dig it. Look at that. Slot right in. Look at that. It's like slide to unlock your grapple ability. Flip it over. Oh, what's this? Oh, cool. Okay, so you just put it in like this. Right, this would go to Thorax, not Lunar, which obviously that was not locations. That was people. And then you just flip it over, and then you got it. I dig it. You don't go searching for the box. It's already probably there on your board. This is where you keep your tokens that I threw everywhere. Keep them right here. This is looking pretty nice. I dig it. I like it. So you put some cards here. Maybe 2 here. Maybe 1 here. What do you think about that? Put some little icons or something over here too. Very nice. Really like, this already just feels really good. Double layer is just that. It's literally just 2 layers put onto each other like that, which I'm not against or anything like that. So art-wise, again, I think the art's a little bit rigid, right? It looks a little static and very much posed, right? Like I barely even seems like he's on the, or she's on the walkway there. But I do like the style, if that makes sense. So the art direction is cool, even if maybe the art itself isn't something I would necessarily write home about. Here's those big old cards. We're going to do a little bit of a bend test here. Bend gate. Let's take this one right here. Let's take worms with a 1 on it. I like that. Let's take, oh, spoiler, oh crap. Do not reveal cards to the deck unless instructed you. Oh, okay, hold on. Are there any I can look at? Aha, okay. Wait, nope. Gosh dang it. Okay, we're going to take the spoiler card itself off camera. You guys cheating. Hold on. You can't see. But I'm opening the bag now. I'm going to describe it. This is going to be a descriptive unboxing for the visually impaired. And we're going to take Flooded In. Just a spoiler card. Look at that. Huh? You can look at that both sides. Look, I spoiled the spoiler card for you. And just trying to look at kind of general bendiness. Definitely bends, but pops back pretty darn well. Not like the super straightest, but these are not bent by any means. It feels plastic. I'm not sure what core they're using here, but definitely for this size, actually, this is pretty rigid. I mean, there's no, this is a thing that's not flopping around or anything like that, so that's good. That's nice. Okay, no more spoilers. My goodness, this is ruining the whole game for you guys. Let's look at some of these smaller cards here, just real quick. Nothing too big. See if there's any interesting art. See if there's any like quality things I might want to note or anything like that. Coloration, you know, all the jazz. This is gonna be so mixed up. It's not even funny. I should put these in different bags, Alex. That's all right. Okay. All right, different size card. Look at oh my gosh! I could have showed these cards off right here. That doesn't look spoilers at all, or is it? I don't know. Is that spoilers? No, it looks like it's just people. It's just people. I dig it. Okay, so anyway, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, this is again pretty standard size. Just maybe a little fatter than a magic card. Kind of hard to see. I should just keep a magic card on hand. Compare them like that. I'm not measuring no millimeters unless I'm getting a sleeves. Otherwise, I'm not bothering. These look good. They got the number on the back, which is nice. On the front, it looks like they have some basic symbols. Very big wording. You could definitely read this. Probably a price over there. You can probably read this from far away, which is, again, quite helpful. It gets a little bit smaller there, a little bit italicized and all that. Let me actually get that in focus for you. I apologize for that. I love, by the way, the color on the top here. Yeah, this is definitely smaller. Like, this is huge. Area 2! And it's -1. And then it's, you know, Drainish only. Like, it's whispering now at that point, if that's yelling. So, interesting that there's a big change in font size. I guess it depends on how much they're wanting to put on there. Looks like I'm not well, I didn't. It's not my fault. I blame Alex. Anyway, a whole bunch of symbols. This is left 3. This is up 3. This is up 1. So, kids don't even know what that junk is. And then what do we got here? Injured knee. Oh no. Battered. Injured wrist. Injured elbow. Winded. Injured eye. Broken ribs. A concussion. Slowed. Just in general, slowed. Injured mouth. I'm not sure I've ever seen an injured mouth before. I like it. I can't drink potions. Alright. Well, fair enough. Okay. Let's look at minis. Da, 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 da. We got some minis in here. Da, 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 da. Ooh, okay. Alright. Here we go. Where's my substitute pointy stick? Now, I know you guys want my royal rod. Everybody wants my royal rod. The scepter of truth. Right now, I got a little piece of wood. Blame my wife. She lost it. This, by the way, is the exact same kind of print that Chronicles of Drunagar gave me. So it's interesting to finally see this a second time. Very light. I don't even know what they're printing this off of. It's very interesting. You see the supports here. So this is a 3D print. But then you see like these like very obvious layers like this. Do you see that? And it's very, very light. Like it, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Very interesting. That's what it is. I mean, they have like the weirdest supports. Like you see it here. They're just like these like little, like really rigid, like little tiny, I don't know, they're weird. It's weird. It's not what I would normally print on, so I'm not sure what they're printing them on. That is kind of interesting. Anyway, sculpt-wise, I really actually dig this. So, offset feet, I like that. 3 toes each. Some interesting skulls here. I don't know if this is to scale or not. I'll have to kind of check to see. But it doesn't necessarily, I think this is only human one anyway. Holding something, I'm not sure what, with 2 arms while he's doing a Tuscan Raider chant with his upper arms here. But he looks fairly it's interesting that he looks very kind of stoic. right, while he's raising this, which is interesting. And that's helping support his crazy looking hair stuff. I would love to see the art on this because I bet it's cool. The change in his little split right here for the this other part of his like cape, really, really nice touch. Especially if you did like a different color here versus here. I think that looks super cool. I think it would. I don't know what the heck I know, but I think it would look cool. Let's see what else we got in here. This is like a mystery. This is a loot box of minis. See if I get the epic chase. Ah, look at this guy. Very interesting. Very cool. Okay, so at least on this one, he is 2 parts. So one here and one here. Wings are actually part of that as well. His face, very, again, super unique designs here for sure. The little kneecap thingies are kind of gross, and I dig that. Again, offset legs here, a very big feet. The tail comes all the way, swooshes back, and comes over here. It is detached from the base. Wings have kind of a simple texture there that fits kind of the style, I think. Muscles are kind of lightly defined. It looks interesting because this one has, like, his pec is textured here and then smooth here. I'm not sure exactly why, but it is. So maybe I shouldn't ask questions when he looks like this. And he's got a little crab claw. I dig it. Okay, all right, there's 2. Definitely minis look different than what I'm used to seeing, that's for sure. So we've got one more here. One more. All right, let's take a look. Throw that away. And this one, oh gosh, this guy's gross. Look at this dude. No, thank you. He's nasty. He's got like 2 little pincer things there. It's like Zoidberg gone creepy. The tail, which then goes all the way onto the base, down towards the front of the feet. His tiny little back legs and his big, thick, stocky front ones. Just no, thank you. The facial details are a lot more shallow on this one, but still, I think some paint could really bring him out well. So far, I think these would paint pretty quick, too. The only thing you'd want to really have your A game on is blending. There'd probably be a lot of wet blending, I would think, when painting them, because there's not necessarily a lot of, like, differences in, like, where one part stops from another. If that makes sense. Okay, this is a big guy. Oh no, his sword broke. Oh no, his arm almost broke. I'll have to fix him because he looks super cool. Otherwise, he's got a weapon here. Looks like he would normally maybe have a weapon. No, he's just shaking his fist. Youngins. He's got hooves for feet. Insidious style. Very cool face. I like the side tentacle things too. Quite flat. Right, we're definitely doing that. The wings are added to the back here. Otherwise, he's mostly just one sculpt. Definitely a unique style, though. Unique design, which I kind of dig. And hopefully his other parts are in there. If they are, I will fish them out. However, I only see a lot of parts floating around here, so... yeah, I might just be out of luck there. Alright, next we got this freaking... Oh, my wife is going to hate this. Nope, that is freaking disgusting. I love it. That is awesome. So, on the 6 legs, non-evenly spaced. I do appreciate that. This one sits a little bit lower, a little bit more of an angle, and closer to this one. This one's spaced out more, a little bit higher. That kind of stuff is very helpful. This is what I mean by, you know, it's not really like, it's all kind of one shape, right? And so it's your decision then to paint this a different color than this and then blend the 2 in, if that makes sense. This webbing goo stuff is freaking awesome and I love it. The face, again, very disgusting. Not sure what I'm looking at there, though. I like the little kind of muscles, little rings around where the legs go. That's nice, too. And the specks underneath are also kind of nice. Otherwise, it'd just be plain. Dig that, dig that. Let's keep looking. Let's keep going. Da, 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 da. We got people. Oh, okay. Alright, calm down. Oh man, I just want one of you. I just want one. Okay, no cheating. Alright. Here is one. Again, looks like I think this may be a broken, so normally he would have 2. He has like this crazy looking spear thing. It is a little bent. But again, this is not final production plastic at all. But he's got like the smoke stuff coming out of it, which is kind of interesting. I dig that. The weapon, it's about as thick as I would want it. I wouldn't want it any thicker than that, or it looks kind of silly. Ideally, you could get it a little bit skinnier. This is a support there, but again, they're so freaking hard. It's weird. Yeah, so this goes straight all the way back. However, I think it's angled up, which is very nice. I hope they keep that. Like the cloak here, it looks good. The armor style here is kind of interesting too. It's very like just plate, like literally plate, and then bare arms. It's kind of a interesting combination, I feel, between armor types. Come on, they're like sticking in this foam like nobody's business. Come on. Alright, we got the archer. He has multiple hands, so he's already ready for melee. He has another sword he could grab with this one, but he's holding some more arrows instead. That's kind of cool. Does he not have a quiver? His quiver is his hand. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but I don't typically see archers with multiple arms either. So there is that. This is very skinny. This obviously would not work in production. They would probably either fill this in or make this thicker. One or the other would have to happen. Love his mohawk though. He reminds me of the teenager from Dinosaurs. The kind of the sitcom, the Not the Mama. You remember him? Like the teenage boy? He had a mohawk like that. I dig it. Might be my favorite character just because of that. Anything that reminds me of dinosaurs. Good on my watch. I like it. Okay, let's say we got one more in here. Get in there. Come on. Let's go. Oh, it's a little lizard guy. Look at him. He's so fat. I love him. Reminds me of a pug. This is the Pug Lizard. I love his big old tail. Look at that. I like him a lot. It looks like he's smiling. See, he is so happy to be here. Favorite model, obviously. This is Frank. And Frank would love to be painted. That's what I think. Like a bright green or something. I don't know. Okay, we got one more here. Man, I almost wish we'd ended on Frank. You guys always remember Frank. If you were watching to this point, feel free to put Frank down in the comments, and I will... Oh, look at this new different type of plastic. More of a traditional print here. I will totally do something. I will say how awesome you are. I'll heart your comment. You mentioned Frank. Lots of tail curls here, I'll tell you that much. Again, weapon brogue, that's too bad. Traditional 3D print, though, as far as I can tell. Which I appreciate. I can actually see it really well. The symbol here looks really cool. There's like a symbol in the middle here that I wouldn't suggest would still be here in production plastic unless they emphasize that a bit more. There's a few little small details like that, but otherwise, I quite like them. I like the little tail. It's unexpected. Pointy ears and stuff too. Alright, we got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see what else we got. That's it. Okay, come on. Alright, here, tell you what. There you go. Look at that. Look at this little crab guy. Look at him. I dig it. I like his like little kind of shell thing. It looks like a pastry, you know, like where you clamp it on the end to close it up. We found this at the supermarket. Comes with 6 legs. Kind of same thing, right? 2 together, 1 apart. That's kind of interesting to note. And underneath, it looks like it's even textured pretty well under there, which I like to see. We got another character. Again, broken parts. I do apologize for that. Nothing really I can do about it. Unless they're giving the STL for me to print it myself. Like the design on the outside. It's very nice. Very interesting back armor portion here. And then this like hair on the like arms. Again, very unusual and unique. I dig that. I like the book kind of hanging from a clasp there. And then they have like these kind of like, it's not even hair. It's like a tentacle thing. Very interesting. Very cool. Very unique. Very broken. Alright, last one here. Look at that cape. Love it. Gives it a good sense of motion. This is very nice. You can see the face here. And you can actually tell the details there with the eyes and everything. I like seeing that. Having the blade attached to the leg like that works quite well to support it. I dig that. I'm okay with that. Looking from the side and turning, very interesting, very visually appealing. Especially having this foot go this way, this foot go this way. The magic ended up quite well too. I really like that. It looks cool. Let's actually compare him to his art. So there's the art and there's the mini. That's actually pretty darn good. The weapon was moved, right? Oh, jeez. I'm going to drop them. It's free here and it's attached there. This isn't quite hanging as much. Maybe a few other things with the armor, perhaps, but overall, quite good, I'd say. I dig that a lot. Very well done. Very cool. Alright, that's my unboxing. I need to go read this rulebook, and I need to start playing this, and I'll let you guys know exactly what I think here real soon in a review, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to get that to you before the campaign is over. I almost pinky promise. So we'll work on that, and if you're interested in that, again, link down below to subscribe. Stay tuned for that, and a whole bunch more. I got a whole bunch of games to show off and review for you guys, so it's going to be a lot of them coming up here real soon. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.